Alright, we're back. This is Impedimus, and with Step Dark here, and we're talking about random things, and I have no idea what's going on in the background, because I'm not recording anything, and it'll be thrown up there at short notice.
Hey guys.
Currently, I am editing the last video that probably is up on my channel. I don't know for sure, because I can't tell the future, but I don't know.
You can try.
I can try, yes. Precognition. It's a...
Wait. Obama's gonna die.
Oh,
Tell me if it happened, okay?
okay. That's a good one. I never would have thought that was going to happen. That's a bold statement. Anyway.
Oh my god. I hate myself. Not really, but I'm too random.
Okay. Wow, my arm is twitching. Sorry.
You have an incurable disease. You have Parkinson's or... How old are you?
I'm 17.
You can have fucking Huntington's, Korea.
Okay, well, there's going to be a 15-second gap in that last video, but whatever.
Actually, talking about Huntington's, I just watched the last episode of House. Like the last one that has aired. Yeah.
I am now publishing my movie. Tell me if my voice gets like warbly or something. I don't think it should because I'm not doing anything related to YouTube or uploading. But if my computer seriously crashed again, it shouldn't be crashing. But Windows, I hate Windows. I just hate Windows.
So much better.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. No, fine. I'll close out my program and re-edit it all up. Not like I spent that long doing it. Whatever. Stupid flibbly flobble. Okay.
If you go to Amazon.com and you search for a condom, you can see they have like, get it for less, order it used.
That's kind of disturbing.
Who the fuck will buy an used condom?
I just gobbledygook. Do I want screen recording 1 or 2? Okay, 2. So, I think I'm gonna like not do any more Call of Duty commentaries because my like dazzle broke. So you know that like sucks.
I still have like 40 recorded, so I have for like 1 year.
Oh my goodness, why am I being so retarded?
I don't know, you tell me.
I just kept like importing the same file over and over again and wondering why it wasn't changing. Jesus. So, I had fun in class today because we were doing a debate thingy, and I'm really good at making stuff up. So nonetheless, that doesn't make sense. So therefore, I won. We were in groups thingies, and I'm just gonna name this some random letters and fix it later. Actually, I don't think semicolon can be in a name of a file. But anyway, so anyway, I was what was I doing? I was pro equal rights amendment. So, and you may say that's easier, but honestly, either way, there's good arguments. So whatever. But it's kind of fun because in my group there are 4 people, but I was the only one who spoke because I'm the most charismatic person in the group. I'm probably the most charismatic in the class, but I don't know. It's kind of fun though. And also in my creative writing class, it was kind of fun because I don't know if you know the Beatles song Revolution 9. No, not the song that goes, you want a revolution. Not that song. Revolution 9. It's some weird song with random noises and junk in it. He played that song while stating random obscure quotes from random people, and we had to write down whatever we thought. So, it was pretty entertaining. And just a sec, my voice is going to be quiet because my monitor's on and it's annoying me.
Not to worry.
Alright, I'm back, sorry. Anyway.
That was fast.
Yes.
You were like a ninja.
Yeah, except for, it's only like 4 feet away, so. Anyway, and later in class we had to write a paper. We had 10 minutes to write a paper that of something we were knowledgeable about. So mine was more focused. Wasn't Mine had a hidden meaning that was actually the true meaning of what I was experiencing, I guess you could say. So it was kind of funny because I wrote about a quote that I don't know where it came from, but it's a quote that says, "Life is a game, and those who play well win." And I wrote about this quote and explained how life is a game, like in Scrabble. If you play well, regardless of what tiles you get, you're going to win the game because you're a better player most of the time. Or in chess, you're on an equal playing field, and the better player wins the game. Period. There's no luck involved in that, and everything in life can be calculated by probability through chaos theory mathematics, and even the most improbable things can still be calculated, and more times than not, the thing that's has the highest probability of occurring comes up first. And I wrote this long spiel and long paper about this. And at the end of the paper, what we would do is we'd give it to someone else. They read it and have 10 minutes to respond to it. And then give it to someone else, and they read it and have 10 minutes to respond to it. And then you at the end come and respond to it. And my responding was actually saying that what I was experiencing and what I knew a lot about was not what the paper about. What I was experiencing was making stuff up off the top of my head because I had no idea what I was talking about throughout the whole paper. I was just making it up. And everyone was saying how great the paper was, but I just made it up completely from the top of my head. That was pretty funny.
Actually, it's not that. Well, yeah, it's not we make it out of the top of our head. The thing is, I don't know how to explain it because I do that a lot of the times here.
I
But it's that.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if everyone listening to this does.
I actually think most people understand. It's just that they don't think about it. It's
Yeah,
just that
probably.
if you think about whatever we say, is if we want to create a idea, if you have a like I don't know like a good thinking process, I think uh, the ideas will just flow over your mind. I mean, it's not hard for a smart person to just say whatever they want. That's why when someone, for example, asks you for an advice on something, even though you have never experienced something like that, you know what to do. Just because that's how our brain works. We know how to solve problems we've never been in front of, you could say.
I
It's
I
just,
I agree completely. And just for the people listening, his voice just got louder because I turned up the sound on my computer. It should have still been audible before because I was looking at the audio bars and it looked high enough. But I turned it up so it's matching my voice now because I realized that my voice was louder than his throughout this whole time.
it's okay. I know you don't like me, AJ.
Yeah, I'm just trying to mute you, trying to make him just hear me. It'd be kind of boring that way, especially since there'd be long gaps of silence when you're talking.
That's Mexican, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Huh. That's one thing I was, well, I always think about it. I don't know how you say it in English, but it's about empirism, which is experiences you have and the knowledge we get from them. I think experiences are overrated, actually.
Yes, what was that quote? There was an author who said that being able to write is based on three things: creativity, experience, and what was the other thing? Creativity, experience, and imagination, or some, I can't remember, something along those lines. And any two of which, and sometimes any one of which, can be used to substitute for the other. So if you're
Yeah,
creative enough or knowledgeable enough, then you can bypass the need of having experience in order to be educated about a subject.
yeah. That's why, for example, people like me or like you sometimes can be interpreted as smart asses. Like we always have an opinion about something, but it's no. And people always use the argument, "Well, you have not experienced that, so how can you say something like you're so sure about it?" It's not that we are sure about it because we have experience. It's just that our rational and logical thinking just goes to that point, so we can
when you say
see some.
some when you say something in an eloquent and well-defined way, in a way that sounds intelligent and well-structured, people automatically believe it whether or not the statement itself was accurate. Like,
Yeah,
for example, you didn't question that sentence whether or not it was true because of the way that I said it. You know,
yeah,
it's just it's the same thing. It's universal. I
Depends
could
how.
talk about something I have no idea, and as long as I sound like I know what I'm talking about, people are gonna believe it.
Yeah, and it's not only that. I mean, it also depends on what person is talking to you. For example, if someone that I know that it's, let's say his name is Bob, okay?
All
If
right.
he if he says something kind of smart and well thought, and if I see a fallacy in his argument, I know for sure he's not actually well thought, well knowledge in that aspect. Because it's, as I said, experience is overrated. I mean, you don't have to experience everything to know something. That's why most people like us have an opinion for everything.
I have a question, real quick. Did you consciously or unconsciously choose the name Bob?
I consciously choose
Okay, that's my only question. No need to expand upon that.
that was funny. uh, what? What was I saying? Oh yeah,
Sorry.
that we don't have to be, I don't know, educated in one subject to do a opinion about it. Because if our brains function logically and rationally, we can pretty much make an opinion out of everything. If it makes sense, I mean, if we talk about something like numbers, like equations and something like that, we have to know the equation. I mean, that's something that we
Yeah,
have to know.
something that's definite.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like it's a universal truth. It's like saying 2 plus 2, it's 5. You cannot change that because it's a universal truth. But other things, it's just weird how we can make opinions, well thought opinions and logical opinions about anything. It's because we have a rational mind that can think about whatever the fuck we want. It's odd and it's kind of hard to explain, but I think people will get me.
and if you don't, write into the comments and subscribe anyway.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna explain you, bitches.
Now, see, the real problem is trying to figure out something to put into the background of this video. I think what I'll do is just play a random Flash game and record it, and then just throw it in the background, and not
Let's put
explain
up a
whatsoever
puppy.
what's going on, because
I'm
I've
gonna put a puppy. A puppy. Puppy. Yay!
copy.
Everyone loves puppies.
Oh, puppy. Okay, puppy. Yeah, sure.
You
I'll.
thought poopy?
No, I didn't know what you're saying.
Uh, uh. So yeah, let's talk about PC gaming. Why it's so much better than console gaming.
Because it has customizable graphics, easier to get into a server. It has mods, which is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Um, the,
And keyboard and mouse. I don't care
yeah, true.
who the fuck says he's better with a fucking controller than a guy with a mouse. That's a fallacy. Why? You know, it's a fallacy. It's not that I'm biased against controllers. It's that we have much more control in a whole hand than in a fucking thumb.
Yeah, I'd
And
agree,
the thing
but
is, there's no dead zone in the mouse.
the only problem with PC gaming is the price, honestly,
Yeah, yeah,
because it'll.
That's why the PC community is much smaller than the console community, and why it's. I mean, we will always see, for example, bad players in PC and bad players in console, campers, good players. The maturity ratio, I think you could say, I don't know, it's a lot higher in PC because not anyone can buy a actually medium price PC that can run games. I mean,
Yeah, like I was gonna say, is a PC to buy or to play like a Black Ops game would be upwards of $1,000 plus. Whereas if you were to
uh,
get, well, it could be like $600 if you get lucky for a desktop. But a lot of the times it's going to be an expensive thing. Whereas if you were to buy an Xbox and Black Ops and a controller and a mic, that'd be under $350. So I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. I mean, they both have its pros and cons. But for example, the pro about a console is that you will never have to upgrade until the new consoles
Yeah,
come out.
I was gonna say that too. A console stays new or stays up to date for 10 years, whereas a computer will stay up to date for 18 months.
Yeah, exactly. Even sometimes 6 months. I mean,
Yeah, the only reason I said 18 months is it's been hypothesized that technology doubles in strength every year and a half. So
yeah, yeah. So it's oh wow. Sorry. Uh, so yeah, it's all about there's there's a difference about preference, and there's a difference between preference and which is truth or facts. For example, a fact: a PC is much more expensive. A fact: a console has more kids on it. Like, and by kids I mean between 8 years old.
adolescence,
Yeah,
by definition, adolescent, which is like between 12 and 17.
exactly. Even though we in PC gaming they have also 16-year olders, there's hardly any speaker.
Very true.
Yeah. For example, it's easier to troll in PC gaming because the thing with PC gaming is there's a lot of difference between graphics cards, CPUs, the companies that make a PC. There's a lot of fanboyism between, I don't know, AMD and Intel, for example, or
Yes.
Nvidia and AMD or ATI. So it's easier to say, oh, my 570 runs better than your 6950, which are graphics card models. So if you don't
Oh,
understand what I'm talking about,
by sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
so it's a lot easier to troll people. For example, I was playing Counter Strike Source the other day, and something that I don't know that actually there was a definitive thing that made me want to go into PC gaming. Was I went to this TDM server, uh, and there were people from Germany, from United States, from Spain, and one from Australia. Sorry, and the connections were fine. I mean, there was no connection advantage. And another thing is there wasn't any kind of racism between the community of PC because, for example, a German guy was speaking English, obviously, and the American guy told him, "Hey, if you came to the USA for let's say 2 months, you would have your English perfect, and no one would notice that you are
I,
German." Yeah,
that's not necessarily true. I know people who have lived in America for years or more, and they still have very strong accents from their
no,
country
no,
of origin.
that's not my point.
Oh, you mean like grammatically correct and stuff like that?
No, 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 no. My point is the support, the level of maturity that is in the
Ah, I
PC game.
understand.
I mean, there's always fights, but they don't end like, oh, I'm gonna report you to Xbox. You're gonna get banned. Oh, no, it's like, hey, look, I think this. You think the other thing? We're cool. I mean, if you wanna hate me, okay, go on. It's I don't know. That's another thing that I don't know. It just seems way better. I don't know. And to be honest, PC just look fucking beautiful. It's like having, yeah. Oh, and Macintosh doesn't count for gaming. Those are pieces of fucking shit.
Macs are like for what am I trying to say? Like editing and uh,
No, I mean
they're
they're they are not for editing because that's one argument that Mac people always use. Well, our computers are for editing and software like that and graphic design. No, 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 no. It's not the fact that they have better products because you can build a computer that is half the price of a Mac, 3 times better in everything, and you can install Leopard, and you will have the same program. So it's the thing is, there's a truth that Mac is an overpriced piece of shit. That's it. You can build a PC much easier, much cheaper, and better, and get the same software and get the.
Yeah. But there's a, of course, for example, there's people that like Mac. For example, one thing that Apple has right is with gadgets they have, the iPad, the iPhone, the iPod. I mean, those things are pretty fucking good. I mean, let's be honest. I would rather buy an iPod than an MP3 player from Sony.
Yeah, the same argument is made with stuff like Wii. They understand that they have an inferior system, but they absolutely slaughter when it comes to the handheld device category. I mean,
Yeah,
if you have a handheld device, it's going to be a DS. Except for, my case isn't accurate because I have a PSP and no DS, but that's beside the point.
yeah, and I mean, one thing people seem not to understand with the Wii, it's not about how beautiful the game look in it or how much games that they have. It's about the different audience they are planned for. For example, the Wii is a much more familiar uh, console, you could say, with kids. That's why they have the Wii mode. That's why they have things like Wii Sports and games like that that interact with children or with the whole family. But now, for example, we have Xbox Kinect and PlayStation Move,
Yeah, Move.
which I mean they're fine, but they're not used as much as a Wii.
The one
I mean,
thing a Wii will always have over the other systems is the Nintendo characters. I mean, Pokemon and Zelda and Mario. The other systems will never have those, and that's
yeah,
one reason why the
exactly.
Wii will continue to sell.
Yeah, that's why when people ask which is the best gaming character, everyone will always say Mario.
hmm And if
But
they don't, then the best-selling game in history, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's Tetris, which is also Nintendo. You know,
uh, uh, in history, no,
Us,
it's Black Ops. I'm sorry,
it's what?
Black Ops.
No, that's in money sales. I'm talking about units sold.
Unit sold? Yeah, Tetris.
I'm pretty sure it's Tetris, and if it's not, then it'd be Pac-Man. But I'm pretty sure it's Tetris.
Yeah, it's Tetris. And yeah, it was licensed by Nintendo, so yeah, I think you could say it's
hmm
yeah.
And then some of the best-selling numbers-wise games are also the Pokemon series. I mean, almost every single Pokemon game has been a top seller. Since
Yeah.
Yellow or Blue or
Oh,
Red, whatever the first one was.
I remember when I was gonna buy Pokemon Yellow, I was with my cousin and my mom at a store at like 7 a.m. The store opened at 9 a.m. And there was like four people waiting, and I remember that day was like pretty fun because we got our new Game Boy Color, the two copies of Pokemon Yellow, and then we got our Link cable. Which
Yeah.
by then I was like, oh, if we get the Link cable, will we be able to play with Link and Zelda in the Pokemon games?
Wow.
But I mean, I didn't know English, so I didn't know it was Link as in connection,
Yeah.
not Link as the character.
I don't know if I'm gonna put a video behind this. I might just make this a podcast. It
Yeah,
would take forever to freaking render out however long this is gonna be. And if I do, then it's only gonna be in 480p. It's not gonna be in 720. I'm not.
I think I'm curious. How do you record my voice?
I am using a program called Sound Recorder, and I have your voice coming out of the PC, and it's being recorded at the same time.
Oh, that's awesome.
And by looking at the bar, that I can tell you that you're about as loud as I am right now. Although when I actually start talking normally, I tend to actually be louder than you. But by looking at the bar, I'm like, I don't know, 10th of the way up, and when you start talking, it's about the same. So that's how I'm measuring how loud you are.
Yeah. Huh. That's awesome.
The reason it didn't work when I did the dual com with Rob is because that actually was coming through the laptop from the Xbox. It wasn't from Skype, so it wasn't nearly as loud.
Yeah. Oh, Robert. How much I fucking hate you. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
I love you, Rob.
I don't love you, but I don't mind you.
You know I love you.
I love
Inside
you,
story.
You know it. Yeah.
I've been playing with Rob for actually quite a while now. for well, probably about 9 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been playing with. I played with Rob in Modern Warfare 2. Not very much, but I still play with him.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh, you made me remember. Yesterday, I don't know how you say it, but yesterday was the birthday of my Xbox. I've had my Xbox for 1 year, and no fucking red rings. So, fuck you, Americans. You always destroy your fucking Xboxes.
My first Xbox lasted 2 years, and then the disk drive died.
Yeah, I know. How the fuck do people break like 3 a year?
I don't know. I don't understand that at all.
I mean, if
Although,
mine
you know
broke,
what, I understand that sometimes things just fail. I mean, my Pinnacle, I've only recorded like 15 videos with it. I take good care of it, and it stopped working. It causes my computer to crash whenever I use it. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just different. I mean,
Sometimes
sometimes
things
technology
work.
works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Technology can be stupid sometimes. Either that or the world's just technophobic, so whatever.
Actually, now that I remember, I've been playing with Witness about how much? We started playing about when Modern Warfare 2 came out.
Well, if my friend Dan ever got back online, I've been playing with him since Halo 3, but he hasn't gotten online in a while.
So it doesn't count. Nah. Yeah, it's this whole gaming thing. It's
You know, okay, we should totally make a podcast, not like scheduled, but I have a friend who's a really philosophical person. I've been friends with him for a really long time now, and I totally want to get him on here. That'd be awesome.
yeah, sure, we can do that shit, dude.
Haven't talked to him in a long time. I haven't talked to him in person in years.
Mm. Huh. Philosophical persons. Well, I have Colin, which is obviously Jesus. I know, he's weird. But he's a good person.
Alright, I have to remember how I log on to Facebook. Okay, now I remember.
You type in your email.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have to remember my email.
Okay.
You'd think I wouldn't. You'd think I'd be able to remember my email, seeing as it's impediment. But whatever. Alright, I'm just seeing if my friend's online. I highly doubt it, but... Come on. Load.
Right now, sir.
Why is my... Oh, wow, I have 12 friends online. Which is really weird, because I don't usually have... I don't know. Let's see. Are you online?
I am.
Mr. Dude? No, you're not online.
Yes, I am.
No, you aren't.
Yes, I fucking am, dude. No, really.
I'm not talking. I'm joking. I'm talking about my friend Paul. He's not on here.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm gonna send him a message. Ask him if he wants me on a podcast sometime.
Yeah.
That's pretty random, but... Alright, where is...
There you go, AJ. Locked. Oh, I just said your name. I'm just kidding.
Remember that people are gonna be listening to whatever your plane taking off sound you're doing.
Oh, it's a plane.
It's a plane, it's a bird. No, it's Superman. Wait, what? That's the wrong order. Anyway.
What in the butt? What in the butt? Hold on.
Anyway. Way doesn't have an H. I'm like, anyway, but way doesn't have an H. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm hungry.
Alright, I sent him a message. Hey, do you want to be on a podcast sometime?
Dude, I hate chicks.
What?
Girls.
Okay.
Girls. They are stupid most of the times.
Stereotypes.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find one that is not stupid. Yeah, quote unquote stupid.
Who are you quoting? Yourself?
Yeah. Bitches be dumb.
No good YouTube videos. YouTube videos bore me now most of the time.
Oh yeah, me too, man.
There's only a couple people that actually watch their video on a daily basis, and that's Xbox Ahoy just because he's awesome. FPS Russia because he's awesome.
Well, this is excellent. Dude, I love
Freddie
that.
W because he's awesome. And
Oh,
I also
actually,
listen.
fucking the Whale of Redemption blocked me.
And I also listen to Mr. Phantasma a lot, mainly because his games aren't Call of Duty anymore very often.
Oh my god, I hate Call of Duty fucking videos.
Yeah, he does a lot of odd game commentary. So
I'm waiting for Frankie's new video. The guy sent you the video of Crisis.
he was alright, but I don't really like watching Crisis videos. They bore me. I mean,
Why? They are awesome. They are
do you know who Gamestradamus is?
Gamestradamus?
Yeah.
I think I do.
He has, I think he only has 2 uploads for Crisis, but both of them are really good. He has like a 24-0, and I don't know. He has pretty good Crisis gameplays up. He sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Oh my god. No, that guy. Yeah. It's funny. I hate Facebook.
Yeah, I got on it for 5 minutes, and all I did was contact a friend. So, social networking sites are a waste of brain cells.
I hate it so much. I just stay on it to see what stupid people post.
I don't even do that anymore.
It's like, I just took a shit. And then like fucking 5 guys like the shit out of that shit. And then the guy asks, "Why do you like that I shit?" They don't never respond.
I've never had that experience, but it sounds wonderful.
No,
I know what you're talking about. Generalization. I understand.
Well, I think it's how can 16-year-old girls can be proud of being pregnant.
I don't know any who are. Well, I don't know any 16-year-old pregnant girls, but that's beside the
No,
point.
I know like 3.
I don't know any. I know there are probably some at my school, but I don't know any of them. Actually, I don't
Why the fuck are they proud? I mean, you're fucking ruined. I mean, I don't care what everyone says. A fucking kid at any age less than 25 is a fucking nightmare. Why? Because you don't have enough income to support that child and your family.
I have 3 half sisters who have lots of children. Like, yeah. So.
Well, I have 2 dogs.
My mom had a child when she was 20. My dad had children when he was 20 also.
Yeah, but it's different. Back in the day, dude, of our parents' ages, dude, it's different.
Yeah, my dad was working like full-time job at like 16, so.
Yeah, I mean, those times were different. But now, why would anyone have a fucking child that did it at any age less than 25? I mean,
Unless you're in a suitable environment, you know.
exactly. I mean, unless you're the son of a rich guy, I mean, there's no point on putting yourself through that kind of bad, I don't know, environment.
People try to live their lives too quickly. People don't seem to realize that the average life expectancy is 79 years old now. You know, they try to live their life as if they're going to die, which isn't a bad strategy, I suppose. But you want to pace it out. I mean, you don't want to rush through everything.
You don't want to make it too slow or too fast.
Exactly.
There has to be a balance between. For example, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have kids, because if the world keeps being like it is and keeps getting worse as it is, I think that actually bringing a child to that kind of world, it's gonna be a fucking crime, dude.
Well, why does it matter? The world's gonna end next year anyway.
Oh wow, another one. People are so fucking upset with that shit.
Either way, I'll be laughing. Laughing at the ignorant people or laughing at the irony.
Exactly.
So that'll be a day where I laugh.
Look, we didn't die. Why did I kill 20 people if we were not gonna die in 2012? Like, why do I like to eat aspirins?
I'm at 71% done rendering my stupid video. It's 16 minutes long in HD. That's why it's taking so long to render.
Hey,
Probably
I
nothing.
did a 480p video in 2 hours. And shut the fuck up.
Well, there's a difference between rendering and uploading. I can upload the video pretty quickly, but rendering it out takes a while.
Well, my render takes 300 minutes, dude.
Is your computer, like, terrible?
No, but my upload speed is point.
Yeah, but why does rendering take so long? Because rendering is just zipping up your audio and your video into one. Uploading is what I would assume would take long, because rendering is your computer's processor.
My processor. It is a Pentium.
I tried to look up my specs and then got bored and left.
Pentium dual CPU, which is not even a fucking dual core.
Let's see if I can find my specs. I'm guessing it's on control panel. Loading.
No. Just go to PC, then right click and there are properties.
PC. I don't know where that is. I don't think that's... I can't right click my screen because I have publishing a movie up, so I have to find it from the start menu.
No. In the start menu, I don't know how it is in English version of
The
Windows.
computer, probably.
Yeah, computer. Then right click the properties.
Oh, there it is. Never mind. There's just a button that says System Properties. All right. Let's see. I have. Let's see. Processor is an Intel Pentium Dual CPU T2370 at 1.73 gigahertz. It's 1.73 gigahertz. RAM is 3 gigs, and system type is 32-bit operating system.
You have Windows Vista?
Yeah, sadly.
Me too, dude. I fucking hate that shit. But when I built my computer, my Core i7 2600K at 5.1 gigahertz will render HD videos, like full 1080p videos in 15 minutes, like a 20-minute video in 15 minutes. I will fucking come.
Sounds
when
exciting.
I press render now, and then save as, it's like, and then I just.
It's so much easier to record on the PC than it is to hook up my stupid Dazzle.
I know, man. That's why I want PC gaming.
All I have to do is open up an auto screen recorder, Windows, whatever, free thingy or other. I don't even know what I use, but it's some free HD recording, screen recording program.
But for recording games and shit, you will have to use Fraps. It's the best one.
Nah, I don't like it. 2 reasons. 1, because you have to buy it. Yeah, for legal. And 2, it every like 3 minutes or whatever has to like save the clips or whatever, and it freezes your game temporarily.
Depends on your computer.
But mine's free. It works perfectly. Doesn't take up very much memory, virtual memory. So it's perfectly fine. I mean, I can record up to like 2 gigs at a time, which is like 40 minutes.
Oh well.
Not very many times am I going to be going over 40 minutes worth of recording, and then it only takes me like 5 seconds to bring it back up.
Probably gonna use. Do you see that one XCall use?
Yeah, I don't know what it was called, but yeah.
I'm gonna use that one. Or probably Fraps.
I think Fraps is just overrated. Takes up too much memory, too much like processor.
Yeah, but I mean,
RAM,
I'm gonna have an
that's what it's
i7. I'm gonna use like 20% for the game. So. And another thing that I like about when I build my computer, if I want to record a console game, I will just have to buy a Blackmagic Intensity Pro,
Yeah.
which are which is pretty cheap compared to an HD PVR, and it's by HDMI, so
Mhm. I wish I had an HDMI recording program,
yeah.
but I wish I could turn my Devil into HDMI because I don't have an S video output on my Xbox. I only have HDMI, so.
Me too.
I wonder if they make HDMI to S video converters.
They probably do, but they are probably really cheap.
Yeah, and they're probably like 40 or $50.
Yeah.
It's probably a box type thing.
Although, nah. And I'm gonna have to get a new monitor as well.
So, what's another random topic we can talk about outside of PC? Because that's something I have no knowledge about, so I'm just making stuff up.
Um,
um,
I don't know. We can talk about microwave pizza.
Microwave pizza. It's good, cheap, and easy to do, but it leaves you wanting more.
I know, dude. You're like, already I've been on it? What? Already I've eaten all of it. There you go.
Close enough. I've eaten all of it already.
Yeah.
Probably the best grammar, but I mean, English you can write the same thing like 8 different ways, so whatever.
I know. That's why I love it. It's really easy to play with.
Yeah, intuitive. Intuitive language.
That's why I'd rather speak in English than Spanish, dude. I hate fucking Spanish.
And like you said before, I never realized it, but it's so easy to make up words in English. I mean, just take any like verb and put ness at the end of it or ly at the end of it, and you come up with a completely new word that doesn't exist, but it has a meaning that
Exactly.
everyone can understand.
Or if you want to say something like random-ish, just choose a fucking adjective and add ish, and it's like, it's random-ish.
Or if you want to be
And
proper, you can
it's-
just put hyphen and esque at the end, esque, which means like. So you can say
Yeah.
random-esque, which is technically proper grammar because it's not a word, but it's hyphenated. So random-esque means randomish, but it's actually a word.
Yeah, that's why it's so easy to learn.
So, although esque, I believe, would probably be more like French, but I don't even know what esque is from. So
Esque?
random, what's that called? Starts with an S. Suffix. Random suffix.
Yeah. I want to learn Russian,
Me too, dude. Me too. It'd be so cool to learn Russian.
German.
German would be cool too, but I want to learn Russian because they have cool characters.
I know.
I think the coolest language to know but not to learn would be like to learn Israeli or Arabic.
Or which one is it? The one for the Jews?
Oh, oh, geez, what's that called?
Oh, come on.
I don't know. What's that thing called? It's Yiddish.
What?
Yiddish. Or Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Well, Hebrew and Yiddish are both Jewish languages. Huh?
Nothing.
It's not like someone
Right.
91% done loading this video or publishing. I'm not gonna upload it till tomorrow though because I don't want to upload it till tomorrow.
Let's just give out a good thing you don't use Vegas.
Vegas. Why?
Because now I realize my CPU is better than yours. So probably it would take about, and if it's HD, about 2 hours or more to render a video in Vegas.
Yeah. This one only took me like 40 something minutes to render a 16-minute HD video, so it's not too bad.
Windows Movie Maker, right?
Well, I don't know if it's actually considering it HD. I'm saving it as HD, but it was recorded at 480. I save it as HD so that when people scroll through the things, it's an HD video. So
Yeah,
it's
it
more
just
likely.
widens the video.
Yeah, and I just fake HD. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, it's not even fake HD.
I could fake 1080p if I wanted to, but it'd take too long to render.
Yeah, it would just be a big ass file that no one would want to even see.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no point in uploading 1080p videos unless it's like full resolution. Then, okay.
What I want to
First,
do is I want to record a video in 240p but render it as 1080p just to show people that those quality numbers in the bottom right mean nothing.
yeah,
So that this is 240p video, but it's in 1080p and the quality is still crap.
exactly.
You know what? Maybe I'll render this audio file as 1080p.
Well, audio files actually matter because
Your,
of the bitrate.
your voice digitized for a second, but it came back.
I am as the robot.
Yeah.
Oh, YouTube, how much I fucking hate you.
So, but if we do a podcast, what should the name of the podcast be? Llamas with hats?
Oh, I didn't remember that shit.
That's
Should
actually
be
not
like-
original. Did you know that? That's a Flash video series.
Should be like podcast for dummies. For
Podcast for dummies. You know what? Actually, I like that. I like that.
Podcast for dummies.
Postcast or podcast?
Podcast.
Postcast. I don't know what postcast is.
Podcast. Nah, nah, nah.
Like pod, P-O-D?
Yeah.
Okay, podcast. Podcast for dummies. All right. Sorry.
It's pod, not pod. Okay, I'll get it. I learned English. Yay!
Yay.
What the hell is it? Oh, see, nanners, you imbecile forward.
The only problem with English is the pronunciations can be so wildly different for the words of similar spellings.
I know. Oh,
And even worse, a lot of words have multiple pronunciations. For example, pronunciation. You know?
yeah, exactly.
Root, route, tomato, tomato. I mean, it's just like, why are there multiple pronunciations for the same word?
Penis, I know. Or penile,
Via,
or
via.
Penises.
They're just kind of like completely different words. Via and via. I mean,
Exactly.
and my video's almost done loading. Or not loading, rendering.
Yay.
99%, and it's named KLJSNGFLNAGLN.
What the fuck does that mean?
Nothing. It means Klissenackenfagen.
This is the... Wow.
Knock knock.
Knock knock.
No.
Oh, do you ever see that show?
I have no idea what you're referencing, so I'm gonna say no.
Oh, you know Pingu?
Pingu?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What?
Write into the comments. Do you know what Pingu is? I don't know of anyone who's ever heard of that. Well, obviously besides you, but
No, I'm gonna fucking kill your ass.
well, at least the rest of me will be all right.
Watch that video. Here we go.
All right. Watch. Okay, for the people who are just watching us, it's /watch !V equals AGPHXRC78JG. All right. Oh, it's a penguin. That's really loud. What the heck? Hopscotch? This is kind of disturbing. Okay, can you tell me why their beaks are bending when they're talking? This is retarded. People listening to this are gonna be like, "What the heck is going on?"
There's no language. I mean, it's like the Sims language.
Yeah. All right, I'm turning that off now. Jeez, I feel disturbed now.
Oh my god, I fucking love that guy. Ah.
So, have you been reading any good books lately?
I've been reading philosophy encyclopedia.
Have you read Anne Ryan's Objectivism book?
No, I don't like him. Like,
I was just wondering. I haven't read it either. I was just wondering.
she's not too rational, but she's I don't know.
I've been
I
reading
thought,
a book called All That Lives Must Die.
what?
A book called All That Lives Must Die. It's I guess it's fantasy, but kind of not really. It's like based in this world, but it's by Eric Nyland. Nyland, I guess you pronounce his name.
Oh, okay.
It's a really interesting book. It's fantasy, but it's based on Earth for the most part.
Right. Have you read Childhood's End?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's by Arthur C. Clarke. It's a science fiction, and it's about the overlords, which are like, how can I say this without spoiling the book? They are like this aliens that come to the Earth, not conquer it, but they start dictating anything that we do, and they. The thing is, they end up changing the world, so it progresses, so it evolves.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a pretty fucking good video.
Book?
I mean,
Have you
it's sci-fi, so I mean, who the fuck doesn't like sci-fi?
have you ever read Isaac Asimov? Anything?
I think I did, but like a lot of years ago.
I was
Honestly.
wondering. It's kind of hard to get through his books because they're written in a really interesting way, but he explains things really well, and it makes it sound like it's possible. Plus, he has a cool name, Isaac Asimov. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, have you ever known a dumb guy named Isaac? Although, that's actually a bad example because I know an autistic kid named Isaac. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Isaac Newton, Isaac Asimov. Yeah.
Asimov is it's what makes it special.
Yeah. Just when you think Isaac, though, I mean, Jimmy Isaac Neutron, you know?
Isaac Neutron. Lol. LOL. LMFAO. Haha.
James Isaac Neutron? Sorry.
What?
Nothing, I was just quoting an old cartoon from my childhood. What was I going to say?
We're gonna say
Have you read the Hunger Games trilogy?
nah.
I was wondering. This has actually become pretty popular lately. I read the first one when none of the other ones were out, and wasn't popular yet. But
I haven't read that much books actually. Now that I think about it.
yeah, a lot of people haven't really. People should read more. I don't read enough, not even. But
Yeah, either. I want to get into it. Like, start having a taste for reading, but I don't know. I need to get the habit and then start appreciating and liking reading more.
just out of curiosity, how hard is it to learn like English phrases like "I could care less"? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Like I could care less for Brussels sprouts. That doesn't seem like it makes any logical sense, but it has a completely different meaning.
It's not hard. I mean, I don't know. For example, I know a lot of slangs for a lot of words and modisms. I think you say it like that.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's odd. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I've learned that much English, to be true.
What about
Yes.
adages or proverbs or stuff like that?
What about it?
Do you were those difficult to learn or easy?
No, no, no. I don't know. I'm just good with languages.
That's funny because like kick the bucket or out in the doghouse, things like that have absolute meaning. I mean, every language has them, but
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's I don't know. But for example, a lot of people have really a real hard time learning English here. I don't know why. I think they just don't have the brain capacity. I don't want to sound like mean. They just don't have the brain capacity.
standing from an outside viewpoint, it seems like English would be a hard language to learn. But the more I think about it, I mean, if you think about, let's say, the word go, I mean, go is what's the word? Conjugated almost identically in almost every present tense. I mean, there's go and goes. That's pretty much it, going. But say if you were to go into French, the French word for go is what is the French word for go? That's pretty sad that I've been taking French for 2 years. It's avoir. No, is that to have? Wow.
Wow, really? Really, AJ? Really?
Whoa! How did I? Cerclin alle, alle. That's what it is. Alle. It's ALLER. But uh for the different conjugations, there's a completely different conjugation for I, you, he, she, it, they, us, and y'all. Because y'all. I'm pretty sure Spanish is the same type of thing. You plural, you formal and plural. But
Yeah.
has a completely different conjugation for all those forms. And then going back in past tense, English has went. You know, and they have I don't even know what all of them are for past tense, but there's a couple for past tense and there's a couple for future tense. But it's just when you think about it, spelling in French, if it's spelt the same way, then it's always gonna have the same pronunciation. But if you think of a word like a phrase, qu'est-ce qu'on? I mean, how do you think you're gonna spell qu'est-ce qu'on? I bet you're not gonna spell it right. I mean, it's QU apostrophe EST hyphen CE space QUE no QU sorry apostrophe ON qu'est-ce qu'on? And it's like 12 letters and two apostrophes and a hyphen.
I know.
And you wouldn't be able to spell that from the top of your head. Spelling in French is really difficult, but when you think about it, if the word has EAU, it's always going to have the O sound. Or if the word ends in ER, then it's always going to end with the sound of A,
Yeah.
regardless. But whereas in English, I mean, take the letter O, it doesn't necessarily always sound like O. Sometimes it sounds like E, like women, or that'd be I, like women. Or moon. Well, moon is two O's in a row, but like mon or pot or
Some thoughts.
spot pronounced completely differently when the only difference is the consonants around it.
Yeah. It's languages are pretty hard. I don't know why we don't have a fucking
It's a universal one.
universal one.
English is slowly becoming a universal one. Slowly.
Mm, no, now it's
Yes, I know there are more people who speak Mandarin Chinese, but outside of the U.S., there are more people
oh
outside of the country that speak English than there are Chinese speakers outside of China.
yeah. That's funny.
So,
Chinese, no China. Uh,
I mean, because if you go to Europe, half the people are going to be speaking English. You go to almost every country in the world, and you speak English, you're going to be understood. Almost every other country, unless it's third world. You
yeah.
know.
It's I don't know. I actually think English is not the best one, but the most practical one because of how easy it is to spend.
Yeah, I don't have that much experience. All I know is 2 years of French, so you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't see myself learning any um, Oriental or Asian
Asian, yeah, Oriental, Asian, yeah,
languages except Russian because I love
yeah.
Russian. Even though Russian seems to be harder than Japanese and Chinese.
Well, I wouldn't say that because in languages like Japanese, you have certain phrases that have to be applied to different subjects and things like that. And it gets very complicated. You end up having like 3-word sentences in English being like 8-word sentences in Japanese.
Yeah.
So because you have to add all these these different words around it. So it was probably more complicated to learn Japanese. But the thing about the it's very Russian is very phonetic, whereas the syllables, it looks kind of like a square symbol.
Yeah.
It always makes a D sound. I
Yeah.
mean, there's very phonetic. It's not like Japanese where you look at this random weird symbol and it makes a specific syllable sound. You know.
Yeah.
So I'd say, and although I think there are only like 30 something syllables or something like that in Mandarin Chinese, but
Uh,
in actual Mandarin Chinese, but for translations from other languages, there are thousands of them. But in original simplified Mandarin Chinese, there's only like 30 something symbols.
yeah.
I
I think
think, I'm
that
pretty sure.
people should. Oh, sorry. People should know English, German, and Japanese. That should be the main three languages someone should know.
I would think more like English, Chinese, and I don't know what's like the third most used language. Probably, I would think maybe Spanish because a lot of South America uses Spanish as their main language.
Yeah.
But once you get to that point, the dialects become so diversified that it ends up being hard to speak the language just because people speak it in such different ways. Because, like you said, it's hard to, when you're learning a language, to understand an odd accent. Like you said, an Irish accent's hard to understand from
Yeah.
a Spanish viewpoint. And it's the
Yeah,
same
that's,
type of thing from an English learning a different language.
yeah, that's why I hate. I don't hate it, but that's why I don't like Spanish mainly. It's because, for example, there's some. How can I say an example? I don't know. For example, there's a lot of different words that mean different things in, for example, in Argentina and then in Mexico, and it's aggravating because sometimes I don't know. For example, I don't know. It's just that I cannot think of a word that doesn't sound weird and that everyone should know. Um, for example, piña.
Okay.
Piña is pineapple. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, it is pineapple. Yeah. What the fuck am I saying?
Don't know your native language.
And in other languages, for example, in Costa Rica, if you say piña, it can be understood as vagina.
That's
I know
interesting.
it's weird, and I fucking hate that.
Um, well, there are things like that in English. I mean, look at the word like stare. It can mean a stairwell, to stare at something, you know, or the word plane. That can mean a geometrical plane, something that flies in the sky, something that's boring.
Yeah, but I mean, it's I don't know. I just fucking hate it. uh,
There
One
are,
thing I've never learned to difference is which is Australian English and UK English.
there's not that much of a. I mean, just besides some different jargon that they use, it's not really that different. I mean, Australia itself is kind of not exactly, but kind of like a what's I'm trying to think. Colony is the wrong word, but it's kind of like England, and England's kind of like their controller. I don't know. It's really not hard to explain. I just can't think of the right word. But
Yeah, but I get what you mean.
what's the word I'm thinking of? It's the same thing that Puerto Rico is to America. It's a territory type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
it's like Alaska.
well, Alaska's a state, so it's not a territory. It's actually part of the U.S. They get the right to vote. They get taxed, stuff like that.
Like
But Puerto
Puerto Rico.
Rico doesn't have the right to vote.
Whatever.
They're not considered a state, but yet they are still a
Aha,
part of the
you're not
U.S.
considered a state, Puerto Rico. Fuck you. Pero qué vato.
What's the other? What's the other island that's part of U.S. that's like randomly out there? Um,
Cuba.
no, Cuba's
No, just kidding.
communism. Not quite. We don't associate with communism. No, but yeah, we buy everything from China. Figure that one out. Oh, I mean, I can't remember.
Who gives a shit?
Dominican Republic? No, that's not right. I can't remember. Whatever.
Please, I win.
At the attempt to make myself not look like an idiot, I'm going to end this conversation. Or in that subject.
Fuck you guys, I hate you.
Yeah.
uh, so, bottom end, I think we all should get PCs.
Yeah, can you ship over $1,000 for me? And not 1,000 pesos.
Why do I have to ship over?
Because I have no money. Well, I guess you can, like, wire me the money.
Yeah, can I transfer it? Do I have to actually take it out of the bank and then put it in an envelope and ship it to you?
Actually, no, I'd rather the wire, because if you shipped it, it's probably going to just get stolen at some point. But
Yeah, I know. Ship me some bucks, man.
who's going to miss 10% of their money? No.
Yeah, it's fucking people.
Anyway. Wow, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I've been wanting to start a commentary in French. Just like, say, Bonjour, mes amis. C'est un peu de mess ici.
You were
It's just...
talking about that in Homefront the other day.
Oh, I was? Well, that's boring.
Are you still recording?
Yes, I am. I'm at an hour
okay,
and
cool.
6 minutes.
Yeah.
I wanted to make this real podcast length with only 2 people, so it's kind of... They're intermittent pauses every once in a while.
Fuck yeah. I don't know.
Although
I
next
wanted to make a commentary in Spanish. Not in Spanish, but like a comedy type thing.
Yeah, you talked about this before,
Say,
too.
like, any kind of fucking stereotype that you can think of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just haven't put it together. But if I do, I will fucking blow up like FPS Russia.
I find that unlikely, but good luck. Good luck.
Russia, I don't know how to speak like fucking Russian.
Next time we do a podcast of some sort, I need to write down some bullet points on things we can actually talk about philosophically. But whatever. So we actually have points and not ramble on. I mean, rambling on, I'm sure it's perfectly fine. But honestly, I don't know anyone in their right mind who will listen to this full podcast, because we're people they don't know, so not directly related, we're people they don't care about.
Yeah, or people that are just plain out bored.
Yeah, well, see an hour-long video, they might get interested, you know.
Like, hour-long video. Yeah, I don't know. I just get one thing. I don't know why I cannot hear myself talk. I cannot do it. Like I never revise the commentary because.
Oh, I understand. You don't like listening to yourself. Yeah, I understand. I don't either, because when I listen to myself, I think I sound nasally and I sound like a nerd. I'm sure I do.
Me too.
Like,
I think like I sound like 16 years old, and I'm like, fuck.
yeah, I don't know. Everyone says they don't like their voices. Even, well, actually, some singers are just arrogant, but a lot of singers also say they don't like their voice and things like that. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's odd.
Yeah, but
It's like this odd feeling like I listen to myself all the time. I don't like to hear myself talking about something I'm not talking actually about. It's odd. Like if I'm not saying it, I don't want to hear myself. That's something that I already said. It's odd.
sounds like you're repeating yourself.
Fisher.
I think you have some fixation about that. I'm sorry. Are you sure you're all right in the mental capabilities?
Yeah. 160 IQ, bitch.
I haven't IQ tested in a long time, but I'm pretty sure I tested around there, because last time my dad IQ tested was like, he was like 160 something. So, and I'm.
That's fucking high, dude. I mean,
hmm
60. That's fucking genius, dude.
Yeah, above like 130 is genius. So, I'm sure I'd test. Well, I just haven't ever taken a standardized.
Genius is above 145.
Well, I know it's above 140 at least, because
But it used to be above 176. 75.
no, the standard has been dropped. No, actually, I think the testing's changed though in recent times. I was actually learning about that in psychology. They changed it up as to make it less, what's the word? Like familiarized to a specific type of culture.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the questions, not meaningly, were biased to or for or against a specific culture. For example, there was a question on an IQ test that said, if you go to a store and you go there to get bread and they don't have bread, what do you do? And one of the answers was go to another store, which was a correct answer. But there's another answer that was to go home. And they asked a group of people from a specific area, like the South or some less, like more rural rural area,
They
and they
center
asked,
as the score.
yeah, and they asked them why they said go home, and they said because there wouldn't have been another store to go to in our area. So
Yep.
the question was biased against them, so that they have worked to make the questions unbiased, and by result, they probably have ended up changing the IQ ratios.
It's I mean it's hard because I mean you cannot say that. I mean a lot of things that people do that they base their argument about around their IQ, and I mean I don't care how much I don't care if you have an IQ up to 150 like fucking Stephen Hawking's. If you don't use it, you're just as stupid as the next guy.
IQ is simply a measure of how high your capability to learn is.
Yeah.
That's what the IQ
Look
test by
at
definition is.
yeah. For example, I don't know.
If an IQ
Because
test is asking you empirical knowledge, then it's probably not an accurate IQ test. Because the
yeah,
IQ test should be asking you about things that shouldn't necessarily already
there's
be learned. They should be asking you
mathematical and
spatial.
logical
Yeah,
questions.
yeah. Like how many? The stupid question I never understood is like how many letters blah 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 are there in this sentence? All you need to be able to do is count.
Yeah, I mean it varies. I mean it's dumb.
Or all weebles are wobbles and all wobbles are flobbles. If all flobbles are warbles, then what are weebles? You know? I
Like
hate those freaking questions. It's like, what the heck? I mean, I get them, but it's just like, this is just stupid.
yeah,
I just rename them A, B, and C. If all A's are B's and all C's, turn into some algorithmic, algebra question or something. That was terrible usage of math terms. I didn't mean to say algorithmic. I meant to say, I don't know what I meant to say. It makes sense in my mind. I'm sure it makes sense, but I can't think of the word I was thinking of.
oh,
An algorithm is a set of notations that, when repeated enough times, yields the original result. For example, an algorithm on a Rubik's Cube. If you do the same algorithm over and over again, eventually you'll get the Rubik's Cube to the same position it was prior to inputting the first algorithm. That's what an algorithm is. So,
it's odd. I fucking hate people. Actually, I did what's oh my god, I forget the name of this shit all the fucking time. Ah, when you hate humanity,
what? Sorry?
misanthropy.
Oh, a hatred of people. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I did a misanthropy test the other day, and I'm a how what was the name of it? Like when you choose some certain type of people that you don't hate.
Bias?
No, it's like it's like I don't know. The thing is, I only hate some kind of people.
Oh,
Actually,
prejudice?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's a prejudice, misanthropy,
Okay.
which is I only not hate smart people.
Double negative.
Or yeah, exactly. Different people. I mean, I only like smart people or different people.
I suppose that wouldn't be a double negative. It's just a negative word coupled with a negative notation.
Yeah, it's odd. I know.
Sorry, that me thinking grammatically. I have a very very analytical way of approaching any idea, and I didn't actually realize that until somewhat recently. That whenever asked a question or I elaborate on something, I elaborate it in a calculative and like an analytical perspective. It's just kind of funny. I don't mean to. It's just the way that my mind works.
Hold on.
Okay, I have a math lesson for anyone listening. When multiplying a number by 5, the easiest way to do it in your head is to divide the number by 2 and then multiply it by 10. For example, a number, I don't know, 17 multiplied by 5, divided by 5, 8.5, times 10 is 85. Take a number larger, like 246. Divide by 2 would be 123, so 1230. Okay, there's a math lesson for you guys. Divide by 2 and multiply by 10. Easy way to multiply by 5.
That's one thing I cannot do. I cannot teach anything. I
Oh,
think I think in in rare ways.
Yeah, me too. That's. I mean, the same thing can be done for dividing by 5, multiply by 2, and divide by 10, which is a little bit harder to do. But say like number 336, multiply by 2, which would be, what would that be, 772? Divided by 10, so 77.2.
It's I don't know, that's why I cannot teach anything to anyone. First, I don't have the patience for slow people because I learn things too fast actually. How this I don't know how you say it in English, but it's I self teach myself. You could say. I don't know. Like I don't need someone to explain me something to understand it, unless it's too complicated.
Oh,
Oh,
here's another math tip. When multiplying by a number that you don't know of, try to relate it in terms of another number. For example, multiplying by 27. I can't multiply by 27 in my head if I just try to do it. But if you think about 27 and put it back to its roots, 27 is 3 to the cubed. So multiply whatever number you're multiplying by 3 times. Or another way to do it is multiply by 3, then multiply it by 10, and the minus 3 times the original number. This is how I do math in my head, and people don't understand it. I don't know why. No.
yeah, I have the same thing, but I do it in different ways. It's like, what you don't understand? Like, why you are so slow? Why'd you be so slow?
I end up helping out a lot of people in my math class. I'm in pre-calculus. Some stuff is kind of hard. I mean, we're doing parametrization right now, which is a big fancy term. Well, actually, it's complicated regardless of how I explain it. But it's turning a simple equation into a parametric equation. And a parametric equation is in a typical xy equation. You say you have y is equal to mx plus b, and which would be in the parameter of x, because x is the thing that is y is based off of.
Yeah.
In a parametric equation, it's based off of time. So you have two equations. You're giving y is equal to t with some other whatever, whether it be t squared or minus 5, whatever, and
Yeah.
x is equal to t, whatever. And parametrization is turning a simple equation like y equals mx plus b into a parametric equation. So I help people out with this because people have, it's like parametrization is a big fancy word that people don't understand, because
Yeah.
the math people like to make up words that are overly complicated, like a sinusoid. Sinusoidal is kind of fun to say, but all it means is a cosine, sine, or tangent graph, and it's just a fancy term.
Yeah. I've learned those things in high school. For some reason, what was? Oh my god! I can never fucking remember the things in my life. I have a really bad memory for what I needed, but I can assure you, in an hour, I will randomly remember what I wanted to remember now.
A lot of people have that problem.
I don't know.
I have a bad memory for things I don't want to remember, if that makes any sense. Like if I get told to do chores, I'll completely forget it in 5 minutes. But I have a good memory for both completely, utterly, and random things, and things that I actually attempt to memorize for some specific reason. For example,
Oh,
I had to memorize a list of all the presidents, their name, and their date of inauguration.
well,
And
yeah, that's normal because I mean, if my mom tells me to take out the garbage, I mean, if I don't like to do that shit, I'm not gonna remember it.
exactly, you're repressing the memory.
Exactly. I mean, it's
Because it's
like you know, do
traumatizing.
it. Yeah, but for I don't know something like I don't know. I typed the number 257.
Actually, 257 is a significant number, but I get what you're saying. And the only reason it's significant is because it's relative to another number that is significant. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So I mean, but I will remember that shit that I did it 2 years ago for some reason. I don't know. It's odd. Memory works really really odd. 'Cause I watched a chapter about
You're digitizing your voice.
Amazon robot. Like an Hindu robot.
A Hindu robot.
Amazon robot.
Well, I'm actually gonna go now because it's getting late and I want to get a drink of water and then go watch TV or something. So, I'll talk to you later, man.
See you, man.
And join us next time on Podcast for Dummies.
Podcast for Dummies.
Yeah.
Bobs.
With Impedimus, Stepdark, and maybe a guest if I can get my friend Paul on here.
And maybe my penis next time.
No, thank you. And if you can think of any other guests, you know, if you want to get Jesus on here. All right, I'll talk to you later.
See you.